Hey everyone, Darren Benton again at Performance Motorcoaches. In our sea of videos we've done in the last, what seems like a week, but it's only been a little over 24 hours, we wanted to do a video of a completed and sold. My songbird is not giving it up. I want to do a video of the completed 2024 Renegade XL. This coach was ordered as a custom unit for a customer out of Arizona. The reason why he chose us was he wanted a few things a little bit different than some of the other dealers can either do or commit to. A lot of our customers find us off of our YouTube channel, so we try to push out the videos as much as possible because it definitely brings us a lot of business. And some of the unique things that we can do here as a dealership, some of our team in the back, coupled with some of the ideas that I have in some of our relationships with Renegade. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So this is a 2024 XL. It's a 45 DBM. All of the XL floor plans, with the exception for the bunkhouse, all have 4 slides. So they're basically the two go-to floor plans that we do on the XLs, the 45 DBM and the 43 DB. They're all quad slide floor plans. Yeah, basically the difference is the 45 DBM has 3 different seating groups, a little bit smaller seating group, and we'll go into that once we get inside. So we've done a few of this is the Polaris paint scheme, so it's a very unique non-metallic gray, so similar to what you saw in some of the Toyotas. A lot of the automobile manufacturers are doing non-metallic paints, but this is a Polaris paint job. And then we finish it off with black accent. So from Renegade, these steps come black, but we took and matched all the normally would be polished stainless steel trim to this, and then we powder coated the wheels. We did some of the black accessories from, hey, look right there. There's a Polaris gray Chevrolet going through the parking lot. So black grill, black lower grill. We tried to talk the customer into some type of a grill guard. He wasn't having it, but happy with the way that everything turned out. It will come from the factory with the diamond shield, so basically the paint protection up on the front. So this is just the OE wheel that has been powder coated, and then we use the black center cap to kind of finish it all off. And like I said, basically did the powder coated trim on the side. We talked about doing a bed liner or the powder coat. Happy with the consistency of the powder coat, basically having the texture on the side. So I'll open up some of these. That's all the original chrome plastic that the customer may or may not use. We have the central vac, of course, the big 3/4 pass-through, which is full of stuff right now. But all the baggage handles were ordered black as opposed to the chrome, so they're again kind of keeping with the monotone with the black accents. 43-inch TV for Renegade has been standard, I guess, the last 2 years. Of course, all the XLs will come standard as well. Does have the Bose sound bar, and it will kind of come and move outward. Does have the dual Girard awnings, and then we did a window awning on the side. We'll go into more detail as we come around to the side of the coach. I'll open up this. 600 is Aquahot is standard on all the XL lineup. This is the pass-through compartment right here, left to right, and then we did add the outdoor cooler. That's a dual zone cooler that will go fridge freezer, freezer or freezer fridge. All the baggage compartments are fully locking, integrated with the Tri-Mark controller here. So you'll have your keypad right here. You'll actually also have 2 key fobs that are integrated. So we don't have the awnings out right now, but you see the dual Girards up top. They do have the LED strips within that, so once they're out and downward, kind of gives it a nice little look at night. This would do the optional clearance lights all the way around, or security lights. And then we do the other optional light is ahead of the axle. The rear one is standard. You look really, really close. We still have some of this trim off that's normally stainless. It's at the paint shop right now getting some of the accent accents painted. The Gen Y hitch has been standard since 2023 on all the Renegade line, the XL or the Classic. Nice convertible hitch. You've heard me talk over and over about that. Of course, you do have a camera plug, and then we have the glad hands capped off there on the back. So it is a two-piece rear cap. The idea is if you damage the rear cap, you just ship the rear cap in a FedEx box or UPS box versus having to take and ship that on a truck. So the inserts right there. Luckily, we were able to get we ordered new inserts because we couldn't get the old inserts off without damaging the cap. But Renegade already had some of those powder coated. I've not seen their side trim, how they're going to do the side trim as an option for 25. It was not an option for 24. So pretty proud of the guys taking the trim and getting it all coated. So you'll have a 50-amp plug there on the left. That's an option for the XL. And then we do a 110 plug to the right just to be able to, plug a golf cart charger, DeWalt charger, something like that within that compartment. 12.5 awning is standard. Rears the axle. Of course, we test everything here. This only has 0.9 hours on the generator. We need to start it up. We'll try to get like 5 or 6 hours on the generator, make sure everything's good to go. So people heard me kind of rave about their wet bay. Very easy to use, just a simple little valve right here to be able to either fill the tank or use the city pressure. And then you have your whole house water filter. And then they're thoughtful enough to put a sea level monitor right there to let us know how much we have in each and every tank. We generally will take and fill the tanks about halfway full while we're going through production or while we're going through our inspection process to kind of jostle things around, and then flush the tank several times. It does have the macerator system built in. Each one of those waste tanks is 75 gallons apiece. You got 75 gray, 75 gallon black. And then if you'll back off a little bit here, I'll finish the compartments. Don't want to jump too far ahead. So for the big 270 amp hour batteries, the dual lithium batteries there. The dual Victron 3000 watt inverters there. Got the fans cranking right there, pull some of the heat out of this bay. We do have one air conditioner, which is the center air conditioner running off of the power inverter right now. In 25, you'll see an upgrade. This will all be standard, and they're going to do a 100 amp controller because they're going to do 6 panels up top. So we're dumping some of the satellites up top to be able to accommodate more solar panels. So chassis batteries right there. You always take kind of rinse that out. If it gets a little dirty, you can see it's open there on the back. And then next door, the dead panel basically is you have your fuel tank that protrudes further back, and then you do have a hydraulic jack back there. And all the 126 Cascadias will have 120 gallons of not fresh fuel, but 120 gallons of fuel on board.
He's getting it there. He's getting there.
It's a little warm, so we'll back up here. We'll talk about what we got going on here. So there was a little bit of confusion on the size of the windows for 2024 because the ceiling height increased from 23 to 24. It was noted but not noted prior to the 24 model starting. So this is technically a 30-inch tall window. That is a 24-inch tall window. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the 2025 models because we are now doing a 36-inch tall window, and they're talking about charging all these wild and crazy fees. The reason why we need a 30-inch tall window there and not a 36 is this customer wanted the window shade right here, which that's a automatic Girard. You can tell if we really couldn't push that up any further to accommodate a taller window. So the customer did want the biggest window they possibly could get out of this right here and still be able to utilize the window awning there. We did the picture window here and then an opening window there. Whenever we go inside, remind me to run the awning out, and then we'll finish outside because the customer wanted to see it pushed out. So remind me if you will. I don't want to get too far from the Bluetooth here. But very cool look, very unique look. You might say stealthy. The government's here to take care of you, maybe. So the drawer, I'll show you what we did here, or what the guys did here. So we just took that piece off to powder coat it because we wanted the same texture as this. Of course, there's a little bit of water on there, but the idea is to be able to have that same look from front to back without using that other stainless steel piece that they would normally come with. All solid surface entry. I'm gonna go ahead and just extend this window right now while I'm thinking about it. I don't know if can you hear that?
I can hear it. Pretty fast moving.
It's coming way down.
Oh wow.
You walk around in here with your birthday suit out of that window right there. So aesthetically, you know, it's still a really nice window, but you can see a little bit of gap there. But this was the biggest picture window previously because the ceiling height was lower, the slide height was lower than the 23 back. So that's where that window came from. If you want a 36, you cannot get that outdoor window awning, not applicable whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and talk about the interior of this. So this is kind of my #1 stain. This is Cape Cod. Cape Cod is nice because it will go tan tone or gray tone, so it really doesn't matter what you're trying to, what look you're going for, but the Cape Cod goes well. Now this customer did like more of a tan tone, so as you get other things that turn tan around them, the stain tone will generally have a tendency to turn more tan tone. So this is the Oasis decor, so tan tone versus gray. Regardless of what it shows to be in the pictures of video, this is more tan tone. The Haven that we do in some of their other units is more of a gray tone, so that's kind of what you're up against. And the Bernini camo is definitely a gray toned, definitely a tan tone floor itself, so all kind of tan tones to it. Coupled with what would kind of be more considered a tan tone. This is quartz material. It's a Cambria. It's a U.S. made quartz material that they use. Definitely kind of classes up the inside versus the LG solid surface they use. It's a little bit harder as well, but more robust. So all Villa furniture, which is all leather, and then the cab seats are leather as well. This has the optional theater seat set there. Nice shiny cup holder here. I don't believe there's going to be any real deviations in the furniture starting in 2025, the 24. I can just imagine a Coors Light can just demolishing that thing, just the bottom if it's riding down the road. So you might use your rubber cups in there.
Yeah, we're not promoting drinking and driving around here.
So we did the ceramic window tint around on the cab, and then we did a little bit of light little eyebrow there. That's what the customer requested. Got the factory equipped CB breaker 19. So I'm going to kind of go over this a little bit. We've done a drive along video, but it was back, that was back in like November. So just kind of FYI, it does have the factory equipped 360 cams. Let me pull this thing out of the way. So 360 cams. Turn this dude down. So lots of different things we can do with the 360 cams. Backup camera, but there's different screens to be able to take and do. Backup cam, and then you can go lower, upper, so a few different ways to be able to take and do this. And that's your, how do I do it? Just the 360 by itself.
I think that one on the far right.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Need to well verse myself in this a little bit more, but it makes it handy to be able to kind of run around, see everything. There's no integration to your TVs or any kind of security camera in that, but it makes it pretty nice to have that. And more important than anything, the fact that the backup camera has 3 different configurations, which makes it pretty darn nice. So if you're trying to back up, and then we do have the, let's see if I can't figure out this camera here. So the hitch cam.
Not installed yet.
Oh, we've not done the hitch cam?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're doing the upgraded camera.
Okay, so the hitch camera will go into this, but this is standard for the 2024. The idea being your hitch cam, trailer camera will be integrated in this versus this guy right here. This does do GPS. Nice thing of this customer, he requested a GPS for his wife to hold in her hot little hand, and lo and behold, she can take it, play it, tell me he's going the wrong direction, and then get turned around. She can redock it. Whenever you undock it, none of the cameras will integrate with them, but you do have GPS within your factory screen here. That is a TomTom navigation, basically like a trucker's app in that. There we go. Not that updatable, so it's kind of a matter of preference. This will do wired CarPlay, only wired CarPlay, so keep that in mind. Everybody wants to know where Wolford, Texas is right there and how to spell it. Back all the way up.
That's right there.
It's right there.
It's
all
right
you got
there on the earth.
So, I mean, we're only 400 miles to Juarez. So pretty easy to use setup here as far as your dual screens. Everything is within your driver control. You do have some auxiliary switches to be able to use like your utility lights here. So everything is really easy to take and use. For people that haven't seen me in a while, look at that. Look at that. So long leg, short leg, very easy to get in here. And oddly enough, the headlights on these are better than most cars. So I've got a Tahoe I can't see at night. I won't drive it if it's really, really dark at night. Give me a coach. I'll drive one of these things. Pitch black, so not a problem. Nice little setup here. Very easy to see all the way down both sides of the coach. The pedestal mount mirrors are so much quieter than a West Coast mount that goes up on the top of the door and the door itself, so it didn't pull the top of the door out. So that's your wired CarPlay right here. Trailer camera switch, and then that is your factory deflate right there. And then the Renegade added brake controller there. So very easy to see, very easy to operate as well. So they're still using the Schwintek slide over here, hydraulic slide over here. Didn't really want to board anybody with all of that. So one thing we've done in the past for a few customers that didn't want this to be like an AV center, we've just done regular doors and drawers. So keep in mind, even this customer said, hey, you know, I can't stand this. I just want a regular door. So we could take and order this just as a regular door, but we've done some with drawers. You've seen us in the past. One thing that kind of been pushing for 25 was like a place to put all this jazz, all this stuff. We have pictures. If someone wants to see the new drawer, it's like a peg system. It reminds me of like the little, like as a kid, the little pegboard type game thing. Brett won't know anything about it. He had a Game Boy as a kid, not a pegboard as a kid. But the idea is kind of just what I felt more usable space throughout the coach, because there's a gazillion drawers right here. So I'm pretty excited to see that, because I don't know how many set of Ginsu knives I can put in all those drawers, but there's plenty of drawers versus something for bigger pots and pans. So we're happy to see that. Televator is all standard. Another thing for 25, all wood wooden valances. I'm pretty excited about that as well. All of the XLs will come standard with the window shades. See this? Are you watching all this? So automatic window shades, front and rear. Your bass will be Manuel. Open this back up. So all dovetail, all the cabinetry is soft close as well. There you go. Kind of see what's going on there. So these panels, there again, this is probably part of the reason why Renegade doesn't let me in on Fridays anymore. Actually, I'm kidding. So they just don't want me coming in on Fridays. So I really didn't like the panels of the past. So you'd open and close this panel, and this really, really thin panel would reverberate. So the beat them up pretty hard. They listened, and they offered different options. So this is actually the 25 model panel right here, and a 24. So we were able to kind of curb some people's concerns with that. They do listen. They will be receptive to change, especially if it betters the product. Sometimes easier than others, but was happy to have this. I think the customer's really going to like this versus the old style panel. So just kind of keep that noise, but this is the 25 model panel. Things like this, optional. We can do additional, so like I've got several of these on order, so we can put them up there. You want to put your dog leash over there. Say you have a wet coat, be able to put over here and let it drip down versus over here. So lots of small things we can take and add after the fact. The refrigerators will all be standard. I can't bear myself to even touch the touch screen because it's nice and clean right now. But touch screen, little fancy for my book, but whatever. I have had some people that have talked about this. They really like the drawer for easy access. There you go.
Woke it up.
I can put pictures of Brett whenever he was just a baby.
I burned all those.
The idea back behind this is you can connect this to the internet, which you can connect it to the Starlink on board, and lo and behold, you'll get it. You can add to your shopping list, and when your wife goes to the store, or whenever I go to the store for my wife, then I know what to get from, so you don't end up with 13 cans of hominy. So that's really important. So fixed dinette there. This doesn't do anything whatsoever. You do have a little bit of storage underneath. You always got to check these. This is where I hide parts for the guys to install once the coaches get back here to Texas.
Thankfully, there was nothing in there.
So nice big drawers here. I'm gonna give them a little bit of props. So I'll get out of the way. So small things. So see this little plastic doodad right here? You would, if this was not open here, the idea is, you jerk this out, this little hardened plastic piece will hit instead of this gouging down your cabinet. So they do a good job. I would say a lot of this stuff comes from the plant. The guys in the plant do pay attention to things to try to make things better, to make things more usable, to have the coaches last longer, to build a better product. So these are little things like that I've seen from production that they do kind of voice their opinions to try to build a better product. So pretty impressed with all that stuff. I don't want to get too far into Victron, but that's your Victron. And then there again, 25, big change of 25. This guy's going into the Firefly kids.
Oh, no kidding.
So stacked washer dryer in here. It's a little bit tight, but they use this a little bit nicer piece right there to extend further out. Basically, it can't go any further back there, so they don't do that. Another thing, kiddos. So you can kind of catch in here. I actually saw them at Menards, the northern version of Home Depot. So that little valve right there just makes it super handy. So if you need to isolate your washer dryer, your hot and cold, you don't have to pull them out. Crank your valves down. It's just a simple on-off valve. And to make things a little bit easier, they custom make a little pedestal for that dude to go on, so it's not rattling around on the floor. So little stuff like that is a big deal. I've been around a lot of coaches. I've seen a lot of ideas. There were some great ideas. I would say, pre-2008, some of the guys at Beaver and the guys up in Oregon that were building some high-end coaches, and you will see some ideas like that with Renegade. So they do a good job at trying to build a better product. Do the bathroom test here. So decent amount of room right here. For people that have seen the classic CMR, this bath is configured up a little bit different. So the hallway is wider in a CMR Classic versus the XL 45. So basically the same floor plan, but things change. This gets scooched in a little bit as a XL, and that's to accommodate the rear for the rear cap. So convertible shelves there. I'll open up this guy. Convertible shelves within that dude. Max Air fan above. So I've not got them to add any kind of a Max Air fan for your cooking area, but we do have them in each bath.
I like that they made the door just where it'll swing right under. Perfect.
I'm not sure the first one was that perfect.
This one is.
Someone figured it all out. So another thing we were able to do for the customer, king size bed. When I say king size bed, I mean 72-inch wide bed. So normally you would have a 66-inch wide bed. These guys will be tucked on each side of the bed, but we took these and cut them down. We do have the 110 plugs within them. We're able to utilize these tops right here. We got a guy in the shop that does a great job at fitting things and making things look nice and pretty. They were altered after the fact. Master Firefly screen right here, lights on and off. And then you do have independent controls. The idea, you don't have to get up. You can just open up your blinds while you're in bed right over the top of your head. So we did, like I said, we did an AV setup there. Cedar line closet with a ton of storage. There again, I pushed for some drawers here. Drawers. It's a good idea, kids.
Sock drawers.
I'll put all my socks and underwear. We've pretty much escaped the problems from them. You know, originally there was just one latch, but they've latched this guy up. So we've not had any problems from these things flying open. But I'm excited about getting the independent drawers there. And definitely when you slam this, you don't hear anything. Very, very welcome. Lots of room here. So beneath the bed itself is the fresh water. So you get two 75-gallon tanks, so 150 gallons of water on board. There again, come time to dump your water, you got that gate valve right there, that big giant gate valve. Makes it really easy to evacuate the water out of this within a few seconds. So water tank is below here. We do some accumulators as well, so there's plenty of room to do an accumulator, or we can do a 110 water pump. Pretty pricey for that. So we've not finished the water miser setup. We've done just the shower portion of it, but that will be tied back in the tank and push the water back into the tank. And this is now a factory option from Renegade, just the PEX. You don't, if you don't know plumbing, it won't do you any good, but at least they'll run the PEX from point A to point B as a factory option. So come to the back bath. So this is the standard XL shower assembly right here. Basically this guy right here, and oh, we haven't installed the valve yet. Okay, so there will be a valve over here in the wall to be able to bypass it. I think they were doing me a solid and put this back on so that way we could do a video. So your kitchen backsplash will be right here, but this will be going away in 25. In 25, they're gonna have a whole accent wall that will go top to bottom with some vertical lines in that. So that'll be standard. And then there will continue on doing the little bit smaller mosaic tile for the bath and the shower floor. But we're really getting a lot of resistance from people on, they want to do this, they want to do that. So we have some customers that have, I think we've got 3 2025s on order that they just want all solid surface, or they want solid surface and just this wall and no floor. So some variations there. There again, it kind of makes things a little complicated because people want different things at different times, and they've tried to accommodate people by Cleaning up the shower, I feel effectively kind of cleaning up the shower. But some people like the way it was in the past, so it makes the things complicated at times. But I appreciate the guys at Renegade seeing what customers want to be able to accommodate what they need and want as well. I was really kind of surprised. So I was not a fan of this big mirror. I know that probably women might be more attracted to this large mirror versus guys. I'd like more storage, but I have not had anybody yet that say, hey, Darren, I want you to build me a regular medicine cabinet, but these are the things we can get done. Pretty good relationship with the guys. So we could come along and basically tuck something underneath here. We'd have to do something different, bring the lights out there, but definitely something, we could do something different for a customer that wants basically more storage back here. But all in all, they do a pretty good job. And there again, we could probably have a corner cabinet built there. But you can see you got some decent storage within the coach, but lots of different things. Oh, another thing, for 25 model, they're going to do a shower inset, like a shower niche, instead of the shower caddy. The idea, well, you kind of had to do that whenever you had the whole accent wall. It wasn't going to tie in. This was going to look out of place. So as hard as I pushed from a 2-tier shower caddy to a 3-tier shower caddy, now we're going to go back to a shower niche. People are probably going to want dual shower niches, left to right or inset. So we'll have to kind of work with that as time progresses. You guys probably have to figure out a way to do more cuts in this guy right here without tearing it up. But I guess they're open to the challenge, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So really happy with the way everything turned out inside and outside. This is one of our first blackouts on the XLs. And I'm a little fearful to bring those in as a stock item because you get very pronounced feelings. I love it. I hate it. The people that love it, love it. The people that hate it, absolutely hate it. So that's the only thing that's kind of tough about the blackouts and some of the solid packages. We see more younger people that are buying the coaches, so that obviously more younger people are going to be attracted to the solid color versus the swirls and twirls. But you could basically, the idea is a coach for everybody, whether you're 35 or 75 or 95, be able to accommodate people's needs and wishes and wants, exterior and interior wise. The trim really won't change much at all. So I pushed hard enough to get a factory equipped ceiling fan. I don't know how much wind that dude's gonna push. It's a tiny little fan, but it's better than no fan whatsoever. Might not get too close, it'll probably blow my hat off. It's got to be something to be able to just have a little bit of air movement.
It's running in reverse right now, though.
So you have a little bit of air movement in here. It's just you're somewhat limited because you've got trim, you've got your AC ducts, but hey, we got a ceiling fan. We pushed hard enough, and they responded. I don't know. Maybe whenever I sell 100 ceiling fans, I get a swift kick in the ass. That's probably what I'll get whenever I sell enough of them. But trying to think of anything else to really kind of highlight, talk about. Like I said, I really don't think there's any difference. I don't think we'll see a ceiling fan in the XL in the living room anytime soon, just because the ceiling's busy enough. And with 6 solar panels, I doubt that we will get any type of max air in this. We've had some customers order them. They've changed their orders and bought classics from Explorers, so we haven't done one yet. I know it's coming at some point in time. So sit there and study that ceiling long enough, because at some point in time, someone's going to want a max air fan. We're going to have to figure it all out. But all in all, happy with the coach. I will walk around one more time just so Mr. Charlie can see the outdoor. So where are we going next, Brett?
We're going to the opposite side, look at that window awning, and then we're going across town to pick up another coach so we can get it done and gone. We're busy around here, guys. Lots to do, lots to get done. But we're blessed and we're happy about it. So keep on shopping and we'll keep on producing.
So this is down its lowest position right here. You could obviously bring it up a little bit if you wanted to see out, but I kind of wanted to highlight that. I haven't really built many coaches with that, but as long as I can get a 30-inch window and the 25s, I might bring some in with that, but the talk is just going to a 36-inch tall window exclusively for 25. Time will tell. We'll see how much, we'll see how many requests we get, and see how much we either beat ourselves over the head or we beat those guys over the head. But always appreciate you guys watching these videos. We've had a lot of interest for the few videos we've posted in the last 24 hours. We appreciate that. Great place to be. Appreciate the guys here at the dealership that do a phenomenal job with these coaches, do a great job, make customers incredibly happy. When I'm off in Indiana, getting them full of fuel and jacking and doing this and pissing the guys off at Renegade and Show Hauler, they're here. They're making sure all these coaches get done in a timely manner. They're making sure the customers are taken care of. And if they come back in for service, they get taken care of immediately. We had a customer drop off 2 days ago, washed his coach, got all the stuff fixed, put him on the road. That's what these guys do. They do a great job. So I really appreciate Brett. He was in some of the videos. Appreciate Brett and all the rest of the guys here at the dealership. Stay tuned in for a Show Hauler video we'll do tomorrow morning, and then I'm back to Indiana to pick up 2 Renegades and 1 Show Hauler. These guys better start pushing more of these out the door, because there's more that are coming. Make sure you guys like, tag, and subscribe.